Welcome to You're My Best Friend, a podcast about life, friendship, and tacos. My name is Ruben Jay.
And I'm Moxy Ann.
And this week's episode, Moxy, it's going to be a doozy. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be fun. This is going to be a great episode. I think it's going to be incredible.
I believe you.
Do you really?
What are we talking about?
I have no idea.
Cool.
I don't think we really we should have talked about this before I pushed record.
Yeah, we really should have.
I think it's one of the few times that we haven't talked about what we're going to do beforehand in the last couple of weeks. But who cares? It's post-Christmas. Moxy, what did you get for Christmas?
I got the best gift from Ruben Jay. He actually showed it to me right before we started recording. So
I also, gave it to you on Christmas because this is a week after Christmas.
Yeah, but
What did you get? What did I get you?
It was something that everybody really wants, but they're afraid to ask for.
That sounds weird.
I know it does, doesn't it?
Okay, cool. I'm so happy.
Ruben, what did you get for Christmas?
All of my friends forgot about me this year for Christmas and for my birthday, so I literally spent all day by myself waiting for somebody to invite me over for some churros and tamales.
No, that's
I got nothing. I got absolutely nothing.
That is definitely not what you did on your birthday.
It is exactly what I did on my birthday, outside, of course, of our Safer Online digital Christmas concert. Dang it. Moxy, you performed at the digital Christmas concert, the Safer Online. Did you have fun?
Apart from some technical difficulties, we did great.
We should probably tell people this. We're recording this on the 21st.
No,
so
you don't spoil it.
I just want to say that, if it turns out that the Safer Online digital Christmas concert ends up being a complete fiasco, I want to at least be able to tell people ahead of time, after the fact, but ahead of time, that it wasn't planned to be a fiasco. So this podcast is being recorded before the digital Christmas concert series, Safer Online.
Well, just to clarify, the technical difficulties were only before we were on air.
Okay, so
just broke Ruben's brain.
No, it's impossible.
No, it's not. It's very impossible. I do it all the time.
That's only slightly true. So this week, it's our last podcast of 2020, Moxy. And I just think that the only way for us to really end the year in style is to tell people to visit our Amazon link and support the show.
That is the best way. With all those Amazon gift cards you've gotten, from friends, relatives, co-workers, students, teachers, enemies, the government, the international.
FYI, do not use the gift cards from enemies. That's how they steal your information.
No. I use them every year, and I've been just fine.
This is why I know everything about you.
That's why. No, but seriously, all of those gift cards you're going to get for Amazon or have gotten, or, the rich uncle that you never see but sends you $100 every year, take that gift card and go use it on Amazon. Go use it through our Amazon link. The way the Amazon link works is down in the description below. If you're watching us on YouTube, which you should be at MultiMediaMouth.
YouTube.com/multimediamouth.
Does the media have multiple mouths, or is it multiple medias with mouths? With one mouth?
No, so the way it works is the mouth has multiple medias coming out of it.
Like a hydra.
Like a what? What?
A hydra.
What the hell's a hydra?
It's that Greek mythological creature where you cut off its head and then two more grow back.
That is Medusa.
No, Medusa is the one with snakes for hair that turns you to stone.
No, that's Hercules.
No, Hercules is the demigod who was birthed by Zeus and sent to Earth.
No, that's Jesus.
No, Jesus has nothing to do with the Greeks.
You have nothing to do with the Greeks.
You have nothing to do with the Greeks. My name is Greek. Okay?
Cassandra?
Yeah.
Did I just out you?
Yeah. So, for anybody listening, we've gone a long ways from our Amazon link now. Should I tell the story of my name? Have you ever heard the story of the name Cassandra?
No, but you should continue telling people about the Amazon link.
But the story of Cassandra involves rape and murder. It's much more exciting.
Let's not go there.
And the fall of an entire city and a giant wooden horse.
Also, the name of a condom.
Yeah, kind of.
Ironically, the condom called Trojan is supposed to keep viruses out and babies out, but yet the Trojan horse was stronger than the Trojan condom.
Yeah, that's why I don't use those.
That's why?
Yeah, that's why.
That's which brand of condom do you use?
The kind.
The what? The abstinence?
The kind.
Abstinence. She said abstinence, everybody. Your grandma right now is having a heart attack. We don't want your grandma having a heart attack right now.
No.
Or ever, really. We don't ever want her to have a heart attack.
No.
Specifically, right now, over this conversation we're having right now, she's going to murder me for even bringing it up. Thanks a lot, Moxandra.
It's just how I do.
So when she's ordering her abstinence condoms on Amazon, what exactly happens when you use our link?
So when you use our link, I actually just walked Brad through this today. Did you know he wasn't using it?
What the hell, man?
He also doesn't order anything on Amazon, but
what the hell, man?
I know. So you take the link that's down in the description below. If you're watching us on YouTube, again, you should go do that because it's much more entertaining. You take that link in the description and copy it, bookmark it on your browser, right up there, and then what you do is whenever you go to Amazon, you just click that link. It's super easy. It's actually can be confusing for some people because it doesn't take you to a page that has our name on it or anything like that. It literally just takes you to Amazon. And so you go do your shopping. What I like to do is I like to search for things, add them to my cart, get all ready to check out, and then close the tab. It really ramps up the enthusiasm and then drops my excitement level, kind of like 2020. And then I click the Amazon link again. That's again right up there. And you click it, and then you just complete your purchase, just like normal, just like you normally would. And what that does is it actually sends us 10% of the total amount of your purchase. That's right, folks. For the low cost of copying something and bookmarking it to your browser, you get to send 10% of your purchase to us for no additional cost to you. What do you think of that deal, Ruben?
I think it's incredible. I think it's wonderful. And you help feed a starving podcaster.
Yeah. Neither of us are really starving, which is a little bit evident in our last photo shoot, but we do need help.
Did you just call us fat?
I called us fat, yes.
That's not nice.
Well, at least it's not racist.
Well, only if it's just ignorant. So this week, I thought we'd do something a little fun this week.
As opposed to all the other weeks?
And continue our tradition, our annual, like we how do I phrase this without sounding weird? We have a couple of things that we've done every year in the 1 year that we've been doing this podcast. And one of them is, Friendsgiving. And last year, what we did as well is we did a very special look back at the year 2019. And so this year, I kind of want to do a look back at the year 2020, but
complete with the screaming and the fireballs and all of that.
No, I just want to look back at very specific things. And I think that we should look back and analyze the good that came out of 2020, because while it's easy for us to sit here and complain and moan and say how crappy of a year we've had, I think that it's healthy for us to give glory to the things that ultimately worked out for really good causes.
Yeah.
And I think we both have those moments. I think we both have, those moments in our lives, especially this last year, where while the world was burning around us, we found peace, and we found a way to move forward, and we found happiness in chaos. So I think it's a good idea for us to kind of take a minute and just kind of look at what we've accomplished this year. And I think one of the big things for us professionally as a unit is reaching 20,000 downloads this last year, which is a huge feat, a huge download number for us. Something that we didn't really celebrate in the moment because we had so many other things happening all at once. So I know for you, this summer was really a testimony to the podcast for you, because you saw numbers, you saw results, you saw things moving forward, and you went from being, oh, this is kind of fun, to this could actually turn into something. So tell me a little bit about your thoughts when I told you we hit 20,000 downloads.
Honestly, when you first told me that we hit 20,000, I was kind of just like, oh, that's cool. And then we did a session with a couple of different podcasters, professional full-time podcasters, to learn from them, to get some of their tips and tricks and ask for ideas on moving forward. And when we told them we hit 20,000, they were like, whoa. And so I did a little bit of research into the typical numbers of a growing podcast, or just podcasts in general, and I realized that 20,000 is not a normal number. um and when I realized that, the numbers actually started shocking me, I realized that it was kind of like a wake up moment, or a wake up call, like I had when I first heard Amy Lee for the first time. Amy Lee from Evanescence.
Yeah.
I was into rock music. I was huge into rock music before, um and I loved it. I loved female singers. Like, I discovered Lacey Mosley or Lacey Sturm from Flyleaf before I discovered Amy Lee. But the first time I heard Amy Lee, no, the second time I heard Amy Lee, because the first time I hated her voice. The second time I heard Amy Lee, I went, "Oh my gosh, she sounds like me." And then I immediately had the thought of, "Oh my gosh, I sound like her. I could actually do this." And so it was kind of that wake up call moment with the 20,000 download number, realizing like, hey, we're in kind of the top 10% of podcasts here, and we're actually bringing in money and actually seeing some success and seeing the numbers shoot up, because we didn't just see the 20K number. We also saw the social media numbers. We saw just our download count in general. We saw climbing the charts. We saw actual real life money coming in that we could spend, which is crazy.
As opposed to Monopoly money we were making beforehand.
Yeah, honestly, as opposed to the zero money we were making beforehand. And so as I saw all of that coming in, my mind was just kind of blown, and it was like, I know that people do this for a living. I know that podcasts are very 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 profitable, I guess. Like, people do this, but I didn't realize people actually do this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was an interesting thing to kind of see the wheels start to turn in your head, like, because I think I told you from day one, like we can make money doing this. Like, this could be something that becomes passive income for us.
Yeah.
And I think you were always just kind of like, yeah, whatever.
Well, to be honest, I really only did this because I was friends with you and because you did most of the work.
Most.
I did like 10%.
Maybe in the last like 4 months, you've kind of become a 10%er, but
oh my gosh.
So yeah, I mean, honestly, 20,000 downloads for me it's incredible for the fact that, where we're at and what we've done. I've done those numbers before, so I knew we can get there, and I knew that when we did get there, it would be a huge moment for you at least. And it was a big moment for me because it was really one of those things where, the first 6 months of doing this podcast, it was kind of like, all right, cool, we'll get to the numbers eventually. And then the next 6 months, it was kind of like, where are these numbers? And then the last 6 months have been like, okay, cool, there are the numbers. And then the last like 2 months have been kind of 2020, but whatever.
Yeah.
We won't talk about the bad stuff that happened there. Now, what other moments in 2020 for you were highlights that you'll probably remember, 20 years from now when, you're well, not old. You won't be old. I'll be old, but you won't be old.
On a personal level?
Personal, professional, whatever.
Two have always stood out to me about this year, and it's something that I've kind of had to come to terms with, but also have enjoyed at the same time. The idea of taking time to actually invest in my relationships. That has never been really a priority to me. I was just thinking the other day, like, really, the only reason I have really, really good best friends from college is because I couldn't get rid of them. I didn't put any effort into investing in that. The only reason I'm friends with most of my best friends from college is because I was study buddies with them for 2 years, and then we decided to live together. Um, so 2020 for me has not been a year of professional or career, um what's the word? What's the
Defining.
accomplishments. Yeah, it hasn't really been defining for me in that sense, and I have had to come to terms with that, but what it has done for me is it's really shaped the way I look at my relationships, the amount I put towards those relationships, and what they mean to me. So, obviously, one of the things that happened for me in 2020 is I got engaged. Oh, my hand is behind the microphone. Ah! Okay, I'm just gonna start over. One of the things that happened to me in 2020 is I got engaged. And I think I've talked about this before maybe on the podcast. It's not something that's a secret. When
We did
Brad
we did a whole episode on the engagement.
I know, but apart from that, 2020 itself, when Brad and I started dating in late 2019, I was genuinely concerned I wouldn't have enough time to spend with him.
And by late 2019, it was like the last 4 days of the year.
Yeah. Yeah, actually. Um, it went really fast. I had a personal goal to stay single for a certain amount of time, and I missed it by literally 2 days. Uh, but we went into 2020, and I was terrified that he was gonna break up with me because I didn't have enough time to talk or spend with him. And what this year has done is that, in canceling all of my gigs and canceling my rehearsals and performances and networking events and things like that, large events, stuff like that. I took that time and I used a lot of it to invest into my relationship with Brad, and it's been really wonderful. Um, Honestly, just getting to spend time with him because we don't get to see each other very often. We live about 40 minutes from each other on a good day, and we're pretty far apart from each other. So, getting to actually like read relationship books, have meaningful conversations, just sit down and spend time with each other, watch freaking TV shows. I've never like that is not something I had time for last year. Um I didn't have time to do that with my roommates, let alone with my boyfriend and now fiance. So that is one thing I'm really grateful for in this year. Another thing kind of in the same vein is I got to spend a lot more time at home. I moved to into my first adult apartment. I lived in Azusa all throughout my college years. And then I moved into an apartment at the, second half of 2019 with some friends of mine that I went to college with. And when I was in college, I had a boyfriend who lived about 20 minutes from the school. And on weekends, I would go to his house instead of my parents' house. So the effect of that, and he was very controlling and very manipulative and wanted to take up all my time. So the effect of that was I really didn't spend very much time at home or with my family for the better part of 5 years. Um and so what happened in 2020 when it all hit in March, I all my roommates like either left the country or just went home for a good part of 2 months. And so I took that time and I still had a job. I was an essential worker and I work in senior living. I took that time and I actually ended up going home on weekends. I had Fridays and Mondays off, so I would go home Thursday night, spend Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday at home, and actually get to spend time with my parents, go out to dinner with my grandparents, or, not go out because we couldn't, but eat dinner with my grandparents, get stay up and watch Hallmark movies with my mom, things that I haven't really gotten to have a ton of time to do with my parents and my sister honestly for the better part of 5 years. So those are the two things that I am most thankful for in 2020. That's what I'm going to take with me into next year. Just learning how to prioritize those relationships. And by prioritize, I don't just mean effort, I mean time. It's been a good year.
Yeah, it has been a good year, and I think a lot of people, like I said, I think a lot of people are going to do stuff like this, and they're going to just look at the negatives, the what ifs, the things that we missed, the concerts we missed, the shows that we missed, and I look back at 2020, and I think to myself, there was no better way for me to end 2020, because I consider the year ended. I feel like the year ended in February. And so, for me, the highlight of my year was definitely seeing Alter Bridge in concert. It was the last concert that I was able to see this year. And, honestly, as much as I love Hamilton and the musical Hamilton, I don't think I would have appreciated the end of concerts if it would have been Hamilton. That was the last show that I saw, which was only a couple of weeks away.
Yeah.
So, for me, seeing the band that has defined so many highs and lows of my life, literally the band that has gotten me through the worst of depressions and the highest of moments of my life, literally the band that I played the day my mom passed away and the day I got my last radio job, and literally a band that's like so immersed in my life. Them being the last band that I saw live before the year ended for me was a total worth it moment. And doing it with your boyfriend was at the time your boyfriend at the time now.
Doing it with my boyfriend?
Taking him to the concert.
Okay.
I know you think that Brad and I have a homoerotic relationship, but it's definitely erotic, but it's not homo.
So one of you is a woman.
In some scenarios, yes. So it was
disturbed on so many levels.
As you should be. So, that's definitely a high moment for me. But I also, one of the things that for me kind of sucked in 2020, that led to a great moment for me was losing my gigs in radio. But the reason why I say that it ultimately turned into something good is because now I'm employed full time. I have a great job. What?
That is good.
Yeah, no, it's really good. I have a job that literally gives me a paycheck, but also benefits and all that fun stuff that, when I was 18, 19, 20, getting into radio, didn't care about. And now that I'm almost 30, it's crazy to think that I'm almost 30, even though it's still 2 years away, but still. Hey, you're starting to break up a little bit on the Wi-Fi.
I'm not breaking up with Brad,
but your Wi-Fi is breaking up. So I'm in a great career. I'm doing some great stuff now. Ironically, I'm on, I'm at a point where I'm actually on vacation. I'm actually on a paid vacation as well. So while I'm taking the final 2 weeks of the year off completely, no work, nothing going on in that front, I'm actually being paid to do that. So those are two of the highlights that I can think of in the professional, personal world. Moxy, what do you think about those kind of highlights?
Professional and personal? Wait, what?
Were you not paying attention?
I kind of was. When you talk, I mostly hear like Peanuts characters. No, but seriously, I've watched you go through a lot this year, especially when the shutdown happened and you were just out of work completely. There were levels of insanity when it came to Ruben Jay over this year. And I gotta say,
explain that, because I actually find that humorous, because I have no idea what you're talking about.
I do not find that humorous, because depending on the level of insanity, it raised how much you wanted to snap my neck during those times. No, but on a serious note, hearing you actually have highlights and like the place that you're in now, it makes me so happy. You have so much, and I'm really glad that you have a paycheck and you have health insurance and you have other things and you don't have Brad. I'm really glad that you don't have Brad.
But I do have Brad.
No, you don't.
I do.
No.
Apparently, he got me a birthday present.
He did. It's pretty great.
Apparently. Yeah, I mean, here's the funny thing. For me, I felt like March, April, May, early June were the worst of it for me.
They were, yeah.
And then June got a little bit better. And July got a little bit better. August kind of it felt like it was back to normal-ish. September felt back to normal. October felt back to normal. Then November just kind of feels weird again. But like the good thing for where I'm at now is like, if there is like a full lockdown tomorrow, I'm not worried about losing my job.
Yeah.
You know, thank God. I'm not worried about losing my job. I'm not worried about, because my job's going to happen whether Newsom allows it to happen or not. It's an essential, like it's more essential than most other jobs. So,
yeah.
So I'm happy. I'm happy to be ending the year on that note, even with, it seems like, I don't know if you feel the same way, but I feel like COVID has been getting closer and closer and closer and closer.
Yeah.
And like I feel like the more and more I retreat from it, the more and more, the closer and closer it gets.
Yeah, honestly.
So it's just kind of a weird thing to kind of be at the end of the year. But I'm excited. I'm excited for 2021. Believe it or not. I think a lot of people, as the last couple of months of the year have kind of come close, they're just like, I don't know if I want 2021. Is it going to be revenge of the COVID?
Revenge of the COVID.
And we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. So was there anything else that happened this year that you felt was something that you wanted to highlight as a positive, as a plus in the year?
I don't think so. Careful.
I just ruined my cup.
No. I don't think so. This year I've had to kind of come to terms with not having a lot of professional movement and musical movement. And part of that is my fault. Part of it is also that I do a lot of collaborative work, and the people that I work with on a live basis, it hasn't really, like, all of my gigs are going to be here, and I do have gigs booked for 2021. Dear God, hopefully. But the bands that I work with, I'm still working with them. The people that I collab with, I'm still working with them. But a lot of people kind of felt 2020 hit them hard. And most of what I do is on a collaborative basis or live. And so I kind of have had to just say, you know what? It's a wash. And I'm okay with that, honestly. Ruben hates the Enneagram because he thinks it's satanic. But
it is satanic.
It is not satanic. My
satanic, man.
My bent is towards what is.
See, that sounds satanic. That sounds satanic.
I said bent.
Yeah, it just sounds like it just sounds like of the devil. It's of the devil.
You sound like of the devil.
I am the devil.
I know. No, but like my bent is toward what is good and what is productive. And I've kind of had to disassociate being good with being productive, because in my mind they're kind of the same thing. And so this year has been an exercise in that. So for that, I'm grateful. Cool. Glad we covered that.
Well, so what I want to do right now is, first of all, thank every single person who's downloaded this podcast.
Yes.
Whether it's one person who's downloaded it 20,000 plus times, or 20,000 people who've downloaded it once, or any combination of the two.
Or just my grandma, all of it.
I wouldn't be surprised if most of those are your grandma just downloading them from different devices, which I appreciate. It's helped us out tremendously. But thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you guys for sticking with us through 2020. God knows there's been times where we wanted to just not push record and not push publish and just not continue. But we did. We continued. And part of it was my conviction to want to continue to bring out content for you guys. I think another part of it was a chance for Moxy and I to connect face to face.
Ruben needs friends. That should be the name of this podcast.
Well, you know what? I was going to name it Ruben Jay Needs Friends, but there's Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend, and I didn't want to copyright infringement. But yeah, I think a thank you is in order, definitely for all of you guys who have downloaded this. Moving forward, we do have a great 2021 plan for you guys up until about June. And that's when Moxy will probably be quitting the podcast for good.
I'm going to have my own great 2021.
So we do have a Patreon launching in a couple of weeks. So stick around, pay attention for that link when it comes out. We have different tiers that you can subscribe to. One of them is going to be called the $1 in the jar level. Oh, am I boring you, Moxy? I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm just, 2020.
And that one is just you can either just pay $1 and support the show with $1. You can also do that via Cash App or Venmo, not through Patreon if you don't want to. But we're going to do a best friends club, and we're going to offer some executive producer credits and some fun stuff and some Zoom meetings.
Can we do Mickey Mouse Clubhouse level?
No.
Why not?
Because we'll get sued.
Minnie Mouse Club Attic.
No, we will get sued.
Mouse House.
No, we will get sued.
Rat Hat.
No, that sounds dirty.
It's just the plot of Ratatouille. Jeez, get over yourself.
So we do have that coming to you. So if you are in a position where you can support the show financially, we'd love to have it. Just because we need it. But
in a position to put wealth in the pockets of people who are down, people like me who are.
That's what would happen if Joe Biden tried to rap. So there's that, and then I think I've talked Moxy into doing a special project.
Yeah.
We can't announce it just yet, but it's coming up. Also, by subscribing to the Patreon, just FYI, you'll also get my other podcast as part of the package. It's gonna be a package deal. It's not gonna be like podcast specific. It's gonna be a package deal. It's gonna be subscribing basically to MultiMediaMouth Patreon, but us being kind of the primary portion of that. We are going to be doing some great things. Moxy, is there anything in particular that you're looking forward to podcast wise for 2021?
No, I'm there are a lot of things, but nothing really specifically, not yet. What about you?
Well, you completely broke up during that statement, so I have no idea what you just said.
Perfect. Then you're all going to live in suspense. Did I break up that time too? Hello? Hello? Ruben, can you hear me? Oh no. Oh no. Oh my gosh, are you doing it again? I hate you!
It's so easy with you.
I hate you so much!
Season 5 of You're My Best Friend launches in February. We'll be doing some specials in the month of January. Again, thank you so much for tuning in these last 52 weeks. Moxy, we've been...
Woo!
Can you believe that we put out 52 episodes this year?
We could have had a baby by now. What?
Yikes.
Just
Power in the jar. No, there's multiple yikes in that one. There's like at least 4 yikes.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right. Well, my name is Ruben Jay.
And I'm Moxy Ann.
Make sure to follow us on Instagram at
Best Friend Podcast.
Make sure to like us on Facebook by going to facebook.com/.
The Best Friend Show.
And of course, our YouTube channel, youtube.com/.
MultiMediaMouth.
Yes. And also, if you don't remember any of that stuff, go to our link tree, link.tr/.
The besties. I don't have that one memorized. Okay.
Same as our Instagram.
Or just go to our Instagram, or literally just look up Moxy Ann and Ruben Jay on Google, and you'll find it there.
Actually, if you Google life, friendship, and tacos, I think we come up.
Do we really? I gotta check that.
So. I think we do.
Let me try. Wait. Hold on.
Do it.
Hold on.
Dun, dun,
Hold on.
dun, 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 boom,
Oh my
boom,
gosh,
boom.
Burger King comes up. That doesn't even make any sense.
What?
Okay, the second thing that comes up is a podcast about life, friendship, and tacos. Wow.
We're number 2. We're number 2.
We're number 2.
All right, my name's Ruben Jay.
And I'm Moxy Ann.
And we are
out of here.
Wow, we were on the same page for once.
Woo!
That's when you know. That's when you know it's time to end the podcast.
For the year.
Ow!
Stop doing that.
That's a great way to end the podcast. Just hurting myself. The last thing people hear is "ow."